Hi everybody, this is my first time going live. I am trying something new, so bear with me while I figure it out. I've known this about myself for a while, but I am a talk to thinker, meaning that I sometimes need to talk in order to get my thoughts out of my head. And that can be a unique challenge because as I am trying to put together information for people about what's going on with me and keeping people up to date with what's happening with me and my business, I sit down to write it down and I just can't figure out what I'm trying to say. So I'm trying something new. I'm calling this my Millennial Mama Memo. I am still playing exactly with what the format is going to be, but I think it's going to just be a regular little time frame where I go live and just share with you what's on my brain, what is going on with me. So we will see how this goes. Thank you for being here or for watching this later and for bearing with me. So if this is your first interaction with me, hi, my name is Lauren. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I also have my PMHC, which is a perinatal mental health certification from Postpartum Support International. I am based in the greater Sacramento area in California, and I work with millennial moms. I am a millennial mom of two myself. I have a 5.5-year, whoa, she's not 5.5. She just turned 5. A 5-year-old and a 2.5-year-old. And I am also a late diagnosed ADHDer. I am one of those moms who had no idea that I was neurodiverse until I became a mom. And I was a therapist before I became a mom, so you would think that I would have figured it out, but I didn't. So that's just how it goes sometimes. So anyway, like I said, I'm still playing with this. I kind of imagine having a loose framework with my Millennial Mama Memo lives where I just kind of go through what's going on and tell you what's happening with me. So I just want this to feel like a voice memo that you would get from a friend with like quick updates. You know how we all kind of have like that personal podcast with our best friend where we send them like a 7-minute voice memo as we're going about our day. So that's kind of what I imagine this being. So I have notes on my work phone over here. So the first little segment that I want to share about is, so here's what's going on, and that's basically just, here's what's going on in my life, here's what's going on with me, stuff like that as things that come up. So I think the thing that is top of mind for all of us parents right now is this freaking time change. My kids seem to be adapting to it okay. I mean, they were both definitely awake in bed reading books until like 9:15 last night, but I mean, okay. They will adjust. Me, on the other hand, I am having a hard time putting myself to bed at an appropriate time because 10 o'clock feels like 9 o'clock, but 6 a.m. now feels like 5 a.m. I think I said that correctly. I don't know. The time change is a mess. It messes me up every single time. But I am appreciative that we are having more sun. I really, really like having more sunlight. We can be outside more just in time for allergy season in the Sacramento area. And if you know, Sacramento has really bad allergies. Because we are in a valley and all the pollen gets stuck down here. It is great. So that's that. Another exciting update is that today is the Matricross National Meetup Day. And if you haven't heard of Matricross and you are a perinatal provider, I highly recommend checking them out. They are a national group collaborative of perinatal providers that are committed to collaboration over competition, because we're all working with the same families, we're all working with the same moms, the same demographic, and if we are all collaborating across our various specialties, we are able to provide these families and moms with an even higher level of care. So today they're doing a national meetup across the entire country. So I'm hosting the one that's here in Sacramento at my office in Orangevale. So that is super, super exciting. I'll definitely share some updates and posts and things like that about that later. And then the other update that I wanted to give is that I just yesterday announced that I am launching a new support group. I have had the Millennial Mama Memo not Millennial Mama Memo, that's what this is. I have had Mama Mess Hall for almost a year now. That is my free virtual drop-in support group for any mom, anyone who identifies as a mom, to come in and just be held. It's non-advice giving, it's very, very chill. We laugh, we cry from laughing. We laugh because if we don't laugh, we will cry. It's a really, really wonderful, supportive, inclusive space. And I've had an idea for a while to create something like that for providers, so that way providers can have, who are also moms, can have a space to get that sort of care, but without the fear of potentially running into like a client. I know that was something for me when I first became a mom. I was already a therapist, and I was like, I feel like I can't attend mom support groups and stuff because I might run into a client there, and that felt really awkward. Like I was, you know, barred from getting support and stuff that I wanted and needed because I was also in the helping profession. So that's exactly why I created the break room, so that way moms who are providers, space holders, caring professionals can get the care that they need. Okie dokie. So that launches on April 13th. The sign up is already live. So you can go, I should probably add that link to my link tree. I will do that. And then you can go and sign up. Let me see, what else is there for me to chat about? Oh, okay. So coming to the kind of the last wrap up here, which I'm calling one more thing. So my one more thing is that I have space for new clients. Like I said, I'm a therapist and I work with millennial moms, and generally I work with millennial moms who are realizing two things at once. And this can be across any spectrum of motherhood, from trying to conceive, experiencing loss, pregnancy, postpartum, toddler years, middle school, high school, adult children. But I work with moms who are realizing two things at once. One, that motherhood fundamentally changed them. And two, that their brains work a little differently than they thought, noticed, or realized before becoming a mom. It is kind of wild how many moms are realizing after they become moms that they have neurodiversity on board. Autism, ADHD. So my practice kind of exists at like the intersection of that, of like the motherhood identity exploration regardless of neurodiversity, but then the neurodiversity in the context of motherhood. So if you find yourself in that space and you're needing support, come chat with me. So I am taking new clients. So if you, but with that, my availability, I wanted to give an availability update. I am going to be gone for spring break. We're going to Florida to visit my parents. This is going to be our first trip with our kids both being like walking age and stuff. So fingers crossed, send up good energy for us. I'm going to be gone March 26th to April 6th. So during that time frame, I will not be running my groups, I will not be hosting sessions, and I will not be having consultation calls. So if you are looking for a therapist, or if you have been hanging around in my spaces for a while and maybe considering reaching out, I would go to the link in my bio where you can find my scheduling link, and you can schedule a consultation call, so that way we can get you on my calendar as soon as possible, especially if you are wanting to potentially start working with me before the end of March. I would do that ASAP. Otherwise, then we will get you in when I am back in April. Alrighty, I think that is it. I always tell my clients that done is better than perfect, and that's kind of how this feels. So if you joined live, or if you are watching this later, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for holding space for me as I kind of figure this out, but I am excited for what this could turn into. Thank you so much, and I will see you later in another memo. And now I have to figure out how to exit this. How do I turn it off?